My fiancée insisted I use my inheritance to pay off her $120,000 in mystery debt before the wedding. I said of course we're a team. Then I hired a forensic accountant, who discovered the debt was a down payment on a condo, co-owned by her ex. 34 male, am in the middle of, well I guess you'd call it a reevaluation of my entire life. My fiancée Naomi, 31, and I have been together for 4 years, engaged for 6 months. The wedding is in 3 months. Everything was, I thought, perfect. Stressful, with all the vendor deposits and seating charts. But perfect. We live together in my condo. I own it. She moved in 2 years ago. 2 months ago my grandfather passed away. It was tough, but he lived a long life. He left me a very significant inheritance. After all the taxes and probate, about $500,000 landed in my new investment account last week. I told Naomi. She was sympathetic about my grandpa but also excited for our future. Then, 3 nights ago, the bomb dropped. She sat me down on the couch, full on tears. Her hands were shaking. I thought something terrible had happened to her family. Naomi, Theo, I have to tell you something. And I'm so ashamed. I don't know how to say it. Me babe, what is it? You can tell me anything. We're a team. I have debt. A lot of debt. From before I met you, it's just been haunting me. Okay, like credit card debt. How much are we talking? It's $120s. I just stared. $120,000. How? She's a marketing manager, she makes good money. How, Naomi? Student loans. What is that from? It's complicated. I made some really bad investments. And I helped a friend who then bailed on me and I was left holding the bag. It's just a private loan and the interest. Theo, it's crushing me. I've just been managing it. But now, she looked up at me, her eyes just full of tears. And I now realize something else. Naomi, I can't start our marriage like this. I can't bring this shame into our new life. It'll ruin us. And then, your inheritance. It felt like a sign. Like the universe was giving us a clean slate for us. My stomach felt weird. Cold. This was the first I'd ever heard of it. 4 years. But I love this woman. Or I thought I did. Me of course, honey. We're a team. You're right. We'll handle it together. We'll pay it off. The relief on her face was immediate. She hugged me, crying about how I was her savior. But that cold feeling didn't go away. A $120,000 private loan from a bad investment. It just didn't sound right. Yesterday morning, I told her my plan. Me babe, I spoke to my financial advisor. He's managing the inheritance and he said paying off a loan like that is smart. But he needs all the paperwork. You know, the loan agreement, the creditor's contact info, the payoff statement. Just standard procedure so he can wire it and make sure it's all closed out legally. She stalled, just for a second. But I saw it. Oh. Right. Paperwork. It's not like a bank. It's a private lender. It's really embarrassing. Can't you just give me the money and I'll pay it? I don't want your advisor to see my mess. No. He's a professional. He handles this stuff. It's better this way. In fact, he's rolling my inheritance into a trust before we get married, just for long-term planning. And he said, as part of that, we need a full picture of all our combined liabilities. He actually recommended a forensic accountant just to do a quick audit and clean up our finances before we legally merge them. It's just smart planning. Right. So we start fresh like you said, I smiled, though we're a team smile. I mean, I'll just have the accountant reach out to you for the info. It'll be totally professional. He'll handle everything. She had to agree. She couldn't not agree without looking suspicious. Oh, wow. A forensic accountant. That's thorough. Okay. Yeah. Smart. She looked pale, really pale. I hired the accountant an hour later, a man named Mr. Karras. He's a shark, a specialist in complex financial disputes. I didn't tell him I suspected anything. I just said I was getting married and wanted a full independent audit of my fiancé's mystery debt before I paid it off with my inheritance. He called me this morning, Mr. Theo's last name. I have my initial report. I think you need to come down to my office now. I feel sick. I'm driving to his office. I'm terrified of what he found. Update 1. It's been a week. I'm writing this from a hotel. I can't be in my condo right now. I can't breathe in there. I feel sick was an understatement. I think I was in shock. Mr. Karaz's office was all glass and cold steel. He didn't waste time. Karaz, Theo's last name. You asked me to look into $120,000 debt. I found it. He slid a file across the desk. It's a hard money loan taken out 7 months ago. Lender is a private equity group. The terms are aggressive, 12% interest with the full principal, the $120,000 due in a single balloon payment. Me, a balloon payment. When? In 4 months. I did the math. 4 months. Our wedding is in 3. The payment is due 1 month after we're legally married. My blood ran cold. What? What was the loan for? She said bad investments. That's the interesting part. The loan was wired from the lender directly into an escrow account. It was used as the 20% down payment on a $600,000 new build condo in that new development by the waterfront. He slid over another document, a property title search. The property is titled to 2 individuals, Naomi, last name, an unmarried woman with 50% interest, and Javier, an unmarried man with 50% interest. Javier, her ex-boyfriend, the one she swore she hadn't spoken to in 5 years. The one she told me was toxic and a child. They own a $600,000 condo together. It appears, Mr. Theo's last name, that your fiancé's mystery debt is in fact her half of a down payment on a real estate investment she co-owns with another man. The loan for that down payment is coming due just after your wedding. She was, it seems, planning for your inheritance to pay it off. I didn't say anything. I just sat there. The world went fuzzy. She wasn't just cheating. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was a con, a long calculated 7-month con. She was building a nest egg with her ex, and I was the savior who was going to fund it. I paid Karaz's fee. It was $8,500, worth every penny. I went home. She was there, making dinner, all smiles. Naomi, hey babe, you're late. How was work? Did your accountant guy get what he needed? I didn't say anything. I just walked to the coffee table and dropped the file. The title search, the loan agreement, I just pointed at the second name, me. Who is Javier? The smile, it didn't just fade. It shattered. I watched the color drain from her face. She looked like a ghost. I can explain. It's not. It's not what it looks like. Please, try. Explain how you accidentally co-own a $600,000 condo with your ex-boyfriend. Explain how your mystery debt is actually a hard money loan you were planning to con me into paying with my dead grandfather's money after I'd married you. She just stared at the papers. She was caught. Completely. And then, the tears came, but this time, they weren't the ashamed tears. They were angry tears. The mask was off. It's an investment. It's for us. For our future. I actually laughed. It was a horrible, bitter sound. Our future? I don't see my name on that title. I see Javier's. Because I knew you'd overreact like this. You're so controlling about money. Javier got us in on the ground floor. That condo is already worth $650,000. It's an asset. I was bringing an asset to this marriage. You were bringing a lie and a loan. You tried to steal $120,000 from me. It's not stealing if it's for us. God, you're so paranoid. This is what I have to deal with. I was going to add you to the title after we were settled. After the loan was paid with my money. You promised you'd pay it. You said we're a team. You promised. The sheer blinding entitlement. She was mad at me for catching her. I just felt empty. The love was gone. It evaporated in Karaz's office. Get out. What? You're kicking me out of our home. It's my condo. And the wedding is off. I'm not marrying a con artist. Get your things. Now. You can't. You can't just do this. We have deposits. My dress. My mother. You are not doing this to me. I am. You have 1 hour to pack a bag. Then I'm changing the locks. Get out. She started screaming. Throwing things. Saying I was the liar. That I was the one ruining everything. She left. She called her mother Beatrice. I could hear Beatrice shrieking through the phone. I packed a bag and went to a hotel. I couldn't be there. This morning, I got a text from Javier. And 3 missed calls from Beatrice. This is not over. Final update. It's been 3 weeks. Not over was the understatement of the century. The escalation was impressive. First Beatrice. She didn't just call. She showed up at my condo. I'd gone back to get the mail and check the new locks. She banged on the door until I answered. Beatrice. Theodore. You have ruined my daughter. You have embarrassed our entire family. You canceled a 300-person wedding over email. I'd sent a mass email to the vendor list and guest list. Wedding canceled. Fiancée found to be in a long-term financial and personal partnership with her ex-boyfriend. All deposits are forfeited. Beatrice. Naomi lied to me. She conspired with her ex to steal $120,000 from my inheritance. Waving her hand as if swatting a fly. It was an investment. A nest egg. My daughter is smart. She was bringing an asset to the marriage and you're punishing her for it. You promised you would pay that loan. You owe her that money now, as compensation for this humiliation. I owe her. For lying. I'm not paying for her condo with her ex. Goodbye, Beatrice. I closed the door on her, sputtering. Then, the man himself. Javier. He had the nerve to send me a long rambling DM. Javier, man, look. Naomi is a total mess. You really did a number on her. You know she was counting on that money. You shouldn't have promised her you'd pay it if you were just going to back out. It's not cool. You've really put her in a bad spot. Me. You mean the money you two needed to pay off the balloon payment on the condo you two own together? Get lost. It was just a business deal, man. Don't be a psycho. Be a man. Get her and give her the $120,000 you promised. It's the least you can do for breaking her heart and ruining her investment. I just blocked him. The audacity. But that wasn't the dirty trick. Oh no. The real trick came 2 days later. A letter. From a law firm. Naomi had hired a lawyer. They were threatening to sue me for breach of promise and fraudulent inducement. The claim? That I verbally promised to pay the $120,000 loan as a condition of the marriage. That this was a verbal contract. By backing out of the payment and the wedding, I had caused her catastrophic financial damages and extreme emotional distress. They were demanding $150,000. The $120,000 for the loan she still couldn't pay. And $30,000 for the non-refundable wedding deposits. Which, by the way, I paid for. I'll admit, for a second I was terrified. I'm just a normal guy. I'm a project manager. I see lawsuit. I panic. This is not my world. This is what they do. I called my own lawyer. Ms. Alvarez, a complete shark, specializes in family law and financial fraud. I sat in her office, my hands shaking, showing her the letter. She read it and she smiled. A cold, terrifying smile. This is spectacular. Breach of promise to marry isn't a viable suit in this state. Not for this. And fraudulent inducement. They're accusing you of fraud. Oh, this is a gift, Theo. A gift. They're suing me. They've opened the door. They've put in a formal legal document that she is in default of a $120,000 loan, that she believes you are responsible for it. They've admitted her entire financial position is tied to this condo. And you are the aggrieved party. We're not going to defend. We're going to attack. This was my $500K inheritance at work. I wasn't just a common man anymore. I was a common man who could afford Ms. Alvarez. My response. The methodical revenge. Ms. Alvarez drafted a response that I will probably frame. It went to Naomi's lawyer. Rejection. We reject all claims as frivolous and malicious. The engagement was broken for cause. The cause being conspiracy to commit fraud. Evidence. We are in possession of a full forensic accounting report from Mr. Karras detailing the hard money loan, the title search for the condo, and the timeline, which proves Ms. Naomi's intent to defraud my client after the marriage. The deposits, all wedding-related deposits, totaling $42,350 were paid from my client's personal accounts. As Ms. Naomi's fraudulent actions were the sole cause of the cancellation, she is liable for 100% of these lost funds. Therefore, we are hereby filing a counterclaim $42,350 for the lost deposits. $8,500 for the fee of the forensic accountant, a cost necessitated only by her conspiracy. Total $50,850. However, in recognition of their past relationship, my client will agree to drop his very strong civil fraud and conspiracy claims if Ms. Naomi immediately files a formal withdrawal of her frivolous suit and signs a full release of all claims, forever. You have 48 hours to accept, after which this offer is rescinded and we will file. The fallout, the consequence. The 48 hours passed. Silence. So we filed. We served her. Apparently Naomi's lawyer, upon seeing our evidence, the Karras report, the title search, fired her as a client. He knew she had lied to him. He knew he wasn't getting paid. This is where it gets dark. And real. The balloon payment on the $120,000 hard money loan came due last week. Naomi and Javier, naturally, could not pay. These aren't student loans. This isn't a credit card. This is a hard money lender. They don't send polite letters. They immediately started foreclosure proceedings. I got a call. A sobbing, screaming, hysterical call from Naomi, using Beatrice's phone, since I blocked her. Naomi. Theo. Please. They're taking the condo. The lender. They're taking it. You have to help me. This is your fault. You backed out. You promised. My fault. You tried to steal from me, Naomi. You lied for 7 months. It was an investment. We were gonna be rich. We were gonna flip it. Now I'm gonna be ruined. They're gonna sue me. My credit. My life. Theo. Please. Just give me the $120,000. I won't sue you. I'll do anything. Please. I'm not dropping my countersuit, Naomi. You owe me $50,850. You should talk to your lawyer. Oh wait. I hung up. I blocked Beatrice's number. The end. The condo was sold at a foreclosure auction 2 days ago. Because it was a new build, and the market is weird, the auction price barely covered the $120,000 loan, plus the lender's massive penalties and fees. Naomi and Javier lost their entire $120,000 investment. It is gone. Vaporized. They're blaming each other, naturally. I heard from a mutual friend that Javier has skipped town. He was probably just on the title, and she was the only one on the hook for the loan. And my countersuit. She had no lawyer. She never responded. She was served with a default judgment. She now legally owes me $50,850. I got a text from that same mutual friend yesterday. Naomi had to move back in with Beatrice. She's completely broke. And she's telling everyone that I am a monster who bankrupted her over a simple mistake. Last I heard she was trying to file for bankruptcy. The bankruptcy will almost certainly wipe out the $50,850 judgment she owes me. I'm never going to see that money. And that's the real part. I won. But I am still out over $50,000 for the wedding deposits and the accountant. That's the price of the lesson. It's not a happy ending. I'm not hiking or living my best life. I feel hollow. But I'm safe. I still have the vast majority of my inheritance. She has a bankruptcy filing, a foreclosure on her record, no condo, no ex, and no fiancé. She played a stupid, Vicious game she lost. That's not revenge. It's just math.